The 24 Hours of Le Mans is one of the most prestigious and long-standing motorsport events in the world. Le Mans 24 Hours is not only a contest of speed but also a battle against time, the harshness of weather, and the strength of will. Here, legends are born, and honor and glory are forever etched in history. Today, we delve into the first 24 Hours of Le Mans in 1923, where history inscribed the greatest into legend. The first 24 Hours of Le Mans took place from May 26 to 27, 1923, in Le Mans, France. This event marked the birth of one of the most grueling and prestigious races in the history of motorsport. Organized by the Automobile Club de l'Ouest, ACO, it laid the foundation for endurance racing and became a symbol of perseverance, innovation, and teamwork. In the early 1920s, as cars became increasingly popular, manufacturers recognized the need not only to develop speed but also to demonstrate the durability and reliability of their vehicles. The 24 Hours of Le Mans was designed not just to measure speed but to test the limits of both cars and drivers in a race lasting an entire day and night, across all weather conditions and road types. The event took place at the 10.72-mile-long Circuit de la Sarthe, a unique blend of public roads around the city of Le Mans and specialized racetracks. The circuit featured long straights where top speeds were tested and sharp corners, such as Pont-Loup, requiring delicate driving skills. The road surface varied from asphalt to gravel, posing numerous challenges for tires, suspension systems, and engines. The first Le Mans race saw the participation of 37 teams, all entered by car manufacturers. Only the Avian's Voisin team, with 2 cars, could not participate due to their late arrival. Most of the cars came from France, adorned in blue, except for a single Bentley in green from the United Kingdom and 2 yellow Excelsiors from Belgium. The race cars were numbered according to their engine size, with classes ranging from very large engines to medium and small engines. The largest engined cars in the race were the 5.3-liter Excelsiors, from the luxury car manufacturer in Belgium. The race began at 4 p.m., right after a hailstorm. In the cold rain and wind, the honor of dropping the starting flag belonged to Monsieur Carpe, the ACO's chief timer. The drivers started with the Le Mans start procedure, where they had to run on foot from the starting line to their cars, quickly start the engines, and commence the race. This starting format created dramatic tension from the very first moments. Chenard and Walker quickly took the lead with their superior stability and speed. Drivers René Léonard and André Lagacci showed exceptional skill in maintaining the top position. Bentley, with drivers John Duff and Frank Clement, closely followed. Despite having only 1 car in the race, they demonstrated great determination with powerful accelerations on the long straights. Bugatti and Lorraine Dietrich also maintained strong speeds, often staying within the leading group. Remarkably, during the first 4 hours of rain, no major incidents occurred. However, after a few hours, Bugatti started experiencing minor technical problems with its cooling system, forcing them to slow down for repairs, which impacted their ranking. Several smaller teams, like Samson, had to retire early due to mechanical issues, serving as a reminder of the race's harshness and the importance of thorough preparation. As night fell, the racing conditions became even more challenging. Drivers faced mounting fatigue and increasing pressure while racing in the dark, with only the dim glow of their car's headlights. They had to rely on experience and skill to maintain speed while grappling with exhaustion and constant stress. Most cars ran with closed roofs, as this affected top speed and fuel efficiency. Meanwhile, many drivers did not wear protective goggles despite the rain and mud splashing from the cars ahead, further reducing visibility. Chenard and Walker maintained their lead. They focused on keeping a steady pace and avoiding technical issues, but faced immense pressure from John Duff, who continually pushed his car to the limit, eager to overtake them in the night. Just before midnight, the Bentley was delayed by a stray rock that broke one of its headlights. Lacking a spare, John Duff was generously lent a headlight by the Chenard team. However, the time it took to install the light was too long, and they resumed the race with just one working headlight. Later in the night, the Bentley narrowly avoided a collision with Paul Gros-Bignan, whose car had blown a tire near the Mulsanne corner. Both cars skidded onto the grass, missing each other by mere inches. Lorraine Dietrich, with their car's reliability and stability, stayed near the top, waiting for an opportunity to move ahead. But as midnight approached, their car began having brake issues, a crucial factor in navigating sharp corners like Pont-Loup. The technical team worked tirelessly to fix the problem as quickly as possible, but it cost them a chance to compete for the lead. Other issues also arose, such as water seeping into the acetylene lighting systems of some cars, especially the two Sarahs. On Piazzale and Mirande's Sarah, the lights failed just as they were entering the corner. The car ran off the road and sustained too much damage to continue, making it the first car in Le Mans' 24 hours history to retire early. As for Bugatti, a rock struck René Marie's car, puncturing the fuel tank. The car stopped near Arnage, and Marie had to walk 3.1 miles back to the pit. The officials had not foreseen this situation in their rules, as it was an accident rather than an oversight. They allowed him to carry 2 fuel cans back to the car to get it started and bring it back to the pit for repairs so he could continue the race. Several of their other cars also suffered severe issues, leaving some unable to continue. This was a significant blow to Bugatti, greatly reducing their chances of competing. It highlighted the race's brutality, where even the finest cars could be undone by the smallest mechanical failures. As dawn broke on the second day, the race entered its final stage. This was the time when teams had to decide their strategy. Should they speed up to climb higher in the ranks, or play it safe to ensure they completed the race? After a long night filled with challenges, both the drivers and the technical teams were exhausted. However, the teams started the second day with greater caution but no less determination. Chenard and Walker began adjusting their strategy, slightly reducing their speed to avoid unnecessary risks. René Léonard and André Lagacci focused on finishing the race without making any mistakes. Meanwhile, Bentley had recovered from their tire issue and resumed pushing their pace. Drivers John Duff and Frank Clement were determined to regain the time they had lost, making the race more intense. But just before noon, the Bentley came to a halt at Arnage after being struck by a rock, which punctured the fuel tank and left them out of fuel. Clement had to walk back to the pit and, following Bugatti's earlier precedent, was allowed to use a police bicycle, carrying 2 fuel cans on his shoulders to refuel the Bentley and bring it back to the pit for repairs. Taking advantage of this opportunity, Lorraine Dietrich decided to increase their speed in hopes of catching up to Bentley. However, the time gap was too large, and they had to settle for third place, ensuring no further mechanical issues. After 2.5 hours of repairs, the Bentley returned with a cork stopper in the fuel tank. Frank Clement went back on track and set the fastest lap in dry conditions. However, Chenard and Walker were uncatchable and easily claimed victory. At precisely 4 p.m. on May 27, 1923, the race concluded after 24 dramatic hours. Chenard and Walker secured the top 2 positions, with drivers René Léonard and André Lagacci winning with 128 laps, covering a total distance of 1,372.94 miles. Second place went to drivers Christian Dovern and Raoul Bachmann with 124 laps. This was a resounding victory, marking a historic milestone not only for the team but for the entire French automotive industry. Bignan, a smaller team, fought valiantly to finish the race. They faced many mechanical and financial difficulties, but their perseverance saw them finish third with 120 laps, affirming the stability and reliability of their car over the grueling 24-hour race, a performance they could be proud of. However, there was an unfortunate incident after the race concluded. Paul Gros stepped out of his Bignan and was crossing the track to shake hands with a friend when he was struck by Raoul Bachmann's car, which had just finished second. Bachmann's car was the last to complete the final lap, and by the time he crossed the finish line, the track was crowded with cars and spectators. He braked hard and swerved, and fortunately, Gross only suffered a broken arm and bruises. The fourth position is shared by 3 racing teams, each completing an equal distance of 112 laps, one of which is Bentley. Leading the race is Excelsior, driven by 2 Belgian racers, Carls and Dills. In second place is Bignan, with De Marne and Martin behind the wheel. The Chenard Walker of Leonard and Lagaci is often seen as the first winner of the 24 Hours of Le Mans in terms of distance. However, the rules stipulated that this was only the first of 3 annual races, with the overall winner determined by the greatest margin over the minimum distance. In reality, the leader of this first stage of the event, and awarded the Coupe Interim, was the 1.1-liter Samson driven by Devo and Cass, finishing 12th but completing 98 laps, exceeding its target of 52 laps by 46. Despite some cars facing time-consuming engine issues, only 3 vehicles retired. The 90% completion rate was one of the best for many years, and it wasn't until 1993 that as many as 30 cars completed a Le Mans race despite harsh weather, a record-breaking distance for a 24-hour race. According to statistics, the fastest lap was set by the 3-liter Bentley No. 8, driven by F. Clement, with a time of 9 minutes and 39 seconds, achieving a speed of 66.69 miles per hour. The highest average speed of the race was an impressive 57.2 miles per hour. The first 24 Hours of Le Mans in 1923 was not just a sporting event but a turning point in the history of the automotive industry. It laid the foundation for a decades-long tradition of racing, where speed, endurance, and skill were tested at the highest levels. The 24 Hours of Le Mans became an annual event, a playground for the most advanced technologies, and a testing ground for breakthrough ideas in car design and engineering. The race contributed to the development of the automotive industry, with technologies like aerodynamics, braking systems, and fuel management being continuously tested and improved. Chenard and Walker made their mark on history, opening a new era for endurance racing. Their victory was a testament to the perfect combination of engineering, strategy, and teamwork.
If you find this video helpful and inspiring, don't forget to hit like to support us. And if you want to follow more amazing content in the future, click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Thank you for always being with us.